Thank you, my friend. Is that Greg?
That might be the funniest thing you've ever said. That was great.
I was doing that to Axel when we were on the road in Pennsylvania. He was, he would be talking to his girlfriend, and he'd hang up. I'd be like, "Is that Humphreys?" You just say the same thing, Miss you too, babe. I love you.
I'm gonna steal that.
Oh, somebody did it to me years ago, and it's one of my favorites. Yeah, somebody got me on it too. Hey, George Cruz. George Cruz. Wow, man, it's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. To which one? To Tom? No, not to Tom. Who is the Houston Astro? Jose Cruz. Maybe that's the relation. That's how he spells it. That'd be better than Tom, wouldn't it? 100%. I'm with you on that. And I'm with you on a Friday night. Good evening. Bill Taylor here, Ken's 5 Digital Center. Blessings to you. Blessings to yours. It's a beautiful Friday night. It is a warm one. Boy, I tell you, we are really warming up. Felt a little more steamy out there on this Friday afternoon, and coming up this weekend, that's the big change from what we had, let's say, at the start of this week, right? I mean, Sunday, Monday, fabulous fall weather with mornings in the 50s, low 60s, dry air. All changed. Humidity's rolled in now. Temperatures are heating up behind the tropical system that is way gone, but we just had this huge pool of dry air that's kind of still out there. I'll show you water vapor. It's pretty impressive. But first, today's highs. I thought it was going to get hotter today. I was thinking about 97 or even 98. We stopped at 96. Felt every bit of 97 or 98. In fact, the heat index in San Antonio at 4 o'clock got up to 102. 102. Alicia, how are you? Good to see you. James, we're going to have clear skies for September. I hope so. Partly cloudy is what we're going with. We're going to get some cloud cover mainly from a tropical system in the East Pacific. In fact, down I-35 and southwest of us, a chance of rain by Tuesday, Wednesday. Not for San Antonio, but I think that's going to mean some cloud cover for us. Hopefully it'll clear out in the evening, though, for the partial lunar eclipse. Just about anywhere, I mean, the moon is so erratic on where it is in our sky. So, a lot of people love, and you usually meet them out one of my favorite acronyms, SALSA, the San Antonio League of Sidewalk Astronomers. Isn't that the best? I love SALSA. And they typically set up at the dog park at McAllister for a lot of their viewing events. And they always have their telescopes, which are awesome. And then they're so kind. They're the greatest people. They will help you maximize usage of your telescope. Maybe you don't know everything about your telescope and what it can do and how to use it. They're there to help you. I mean, they're fantastic. Not that I know they're going to be out there. So I haven't spoken to my folks, my friends with SALSA, but that's what they normally do when there's a celestial event of any kind. All right, let's see what it feels like outside at this hour. Of course, it's 9:23, and it still feels like 92 in San. Not bad. That's not bad. All right, so humidity. Earlier, I was looking at this. We're just not going to budge from the 70s. I mean, these dew points are going to stay tropical. Luis, good evening to you, too. Hey, awesome. Absolutely. What's her name? Hey, Paul. We need some more rain. Oh, there it is. Nicole, happy birthday, dear Nicole. Happy birthday from Bill Taylor and the Ken's 5 Digital Center on a Friday night, having a little bit of coffee, and it is Starbucks. to you. Thank you, David. A little tambourine for Nicole. Feliz cumpleaños and blessings on your next trip around the sun. Now, I didn't go to Starbucks and ask them to fill my mug up. It's a Starbucks K-Cup. Sometimes they go a little hoity-toity on the K-Cups. And this is the Pike's Peak, I think it's called. It's good. Paul, today's grandson Sebastian's big 8, the Ocho. Happy birthday, dear Sebastian. Happy birthday from Bill Taylor and the Ken's 5 Digital Center on the Ocho. It's always so cool to you. Little tambo for Sebastian. Thank you, David. Blessings on, well, because he's 8, right? Blessings on your next trip around the sun, Sebastian. Oh, to be 8 again. And know what I know now. That's the key. I'm only going back if I know what I know now. Hope it's a great weekend, Sebastian. That's what's great about a Friday birthday. You get the whole weekend, brother. Moses was leading his people through the desert for 40 years. It seems, even in biblical times, men avoided asking the way. That's a good one, David, right? My dad used to always say something. I remember when I was a kid, I'd be in the back seat and my mom would be giving him a hard time about, and he would always say, we're heading in the general direction. Because remember, it was years, and then you had to pull out the old Rand McNally from the glove compartment. I'm going to tell you right now, as I look, this entire newsroom, none of them have, well, Ray Silva, have ever had to use it. I was going to say, there's only like one person in this newsroom with me right now that knows who Rand McNally is. And had to unfold pull over and unfold it and figure it out. Oh my goodness. Directions back in the day. So we'd always stop. And I remember so much pride in even asking for directions that I would actually word the question strategically. I wouldn't say like, how do I get to, what's the best way to get to HEB from here? Right? Because like I know how to get there, but maybe you know a better way. That's I heard this today and it was really good. If you can't think of a word, when you're trying to think of like, oh, how do you say it? How do you say it in English? That sounds impressive, right? Think about that for a minute. If you're stumped and you're like, you get that word block and you're trying to think of a word, look smart in front of everybody and say, oh, how do you say that in English? Yeah. Right? Okay, so there's some of the change, some of the moisture. Look at water vapor here, and you'll see the push of moisture coming in from the eastern Pacific. That's Tropical Storm Ileana. I believe it's still a tropical storm. Why don't we take a look at that? You can still see the remnants of Francine, right side of your screen, the southern branch of that moisture wrapping up and into the storm center. Ileana, yeah, tropical storm, winds of only 40, minimal tropical storm. But a lot of moisture could come across Mexico, and we could see a few showers southwest of San Antonio. We're not expecting much, but that's about the only rain in our forecast. And it's not even in the San Antonio forecast widespread. Good evening, John. Want to say happy birthday to a Ken's 5 news anchor. Yes, Isis Romero. Thank you. I'll pass it along. She has stepped out. I can see her desk from here, but she's not there at the moment. Thank you, John. It's awesome. All right, so moving forward on the upper air chart, look at the high just circling. See it? Clockwise winds around that huge dome of high pressure that's right over Mexico. And that's not going to be changing anytime soon. We roll this forward, and look, that high slips west over the eastern Pacific, then a little farther north. It's in the vicinity and keeping us high, keeping us dry. So take a look at the 7-day rain forecast. Nil. We don't expect any rain in the next 7 days across San Antonio. Now, there is a chance, so you're saying there's a chance. It's going to be next week. Not this coming week, but the week after. In fact, it'll be the week after we usher in autumn. The autumnal equinox is coming up Sunday, September 22nd, our first day of fall. And then that following Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll put in a slight chance of an isolated shower. In the meantime, hot. this weekend. 98s are waiting for you, okay? Please make sure you're hydrating. You're going to be outside a little bit more than extra. You're going to be barbecuing. You're going to be at the soccer games. Make sure you've got water in your system. Make sure your kiddos, those are the ones who don't hydrate enough. Make sure the kids are hydrating, please. And we kind of cool down to the mid-90s, you can see, but that's still well above average. We're not getting to average numbers till that first week of fall, okay? That's going to wrap things up. It's Friday night. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Oh, hey, stay tuned. Got a fun little story coming up. Ken's 5 News at 10. 4, 5, and 6, in case you didn't see it, I was live up in Kerrville at the Arcadia Theater. I have a new favorite place, Kerrville's Arcadia Live. It's a phenomenal theater restored in downtown Kerrville, right across from Shriners, right across from Pax Coffee, really cool coffee shop in downtown Kerrville. It overlooks the Guadalupe River. It's a beautiful back patio. And they did a 20-year celebration of Napoleon Dynamite, the iconic, fun, cult following movie. I'll tell you, it's such a fun movie. And 3 of the actors from the movie, Napoleon, Uncle Rico, and Pedro, all 3, did a meet and greet. Then they're watching the movie as we speak, and then they're doing like a post, or actually they're probably doing that post now. They do like a little show, the 3 of them, and then they do a Q&A. Well, we were there, 4, 5, and 6, talking to some of the great fans that lined up and got out there to see one of their favorite movies. I remember when I first saw that movie, I was just like, what is this? And then you keep watching, and it gets funnier and funnier. It's just a unique style of comedy. That's really a lot of fun. So, yeah, I got some great sound from some of the people that did the meet and greet, and I'll show you some of the highlights of that coming up on Ken's 5 News at 10. Certainly hope you can join us. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. God bless you and yours.